How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God.
My name is Marva Sellers. I'm from Deaf Teen Quest. I'm on staff there, and I want to share a story with you. This really shows how wonderful, like the song says, how great our God is. The first time that I started working with Deaf Teen Quest was about 18 months ago. I'd never heard about it before. And of course, I wanted to get involved when I first heard. I wanted to join and start working. A few months later, I went to the summer internship. And I met several people. Some of you were there. It was a wonderful week. The Summer Institute was a great experience for me. We had one-on-one with adults. But I really enjoyed the week. And while I was there was a deaf girl that showed up. And of all places, we meet in the cafeteria. I've got all my food on the plate, turn around with my tray, and she's right there in front of me and asks, "Are you deaf?" And I shake my head saying, "Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm deaf." And we just start talking automatically. I mean, we just drew to each other. And we start talking through lunch, and then the different breaks that we had, dinner. We were just together and kept meeting each other in between time and fellowshipping and really enjoying our chat together. I don't remember everything we talked about all week, but one thing that really, really touched my heart and I'll never forget. The girl, when she came to me, she's a big, broad-boned girl, much taller than me. Here's little me, and we have nothing in common. So, okay, we're sitting there talking in the cafeteria as usual, just chatting away, sharing stories, getting to know each other, background, mom and dad, brothers and sisters. And a question from God popped up in my mind. And I said, "Who are your friends?" You know, it's a typical question. We ask that all the time. Who are your friends? That's pretty typical. And I asked her that question, and she looked at me. We had been talking, just going to town with a conversation. But all of a sudden, she just stared right at me and didn't say a word. Everything was quiet. In the back of my mind, I thought, oh no, what did I do? I asked the wrong question. I'm becoming paranoid. But she keeps looking at me, and my mind's going 1,000 miles trying to figure out what I said. And she didn't say anything. We just kept looking at each other. And I thought, well, she's going to say something. And all of a sudden, her expression changed. And she got very quiet, and she signed very small so no one else could see. She said, "I have no friends." And I thought I didn't have anything in common with her. Boy, was I wrong. I just couldn't believe it. That really impacted me because I knew exactly where she was coming from. And I told her, I said, "I know exactly what you're talking about." And she looked at me like, "Yeah, right. You have no idea." And so then I started sharing my story, what I had experienced growing up in my life being deaf. I don't remember all the things I said to her, but I explained everything to her about my life. And she looked at me, and her demeanor changed. And then she was open and fascinated with everything that I said to her. So as time went on, I kept in contact with her. The Summer Institute was done, but then we had Deaf Teen Quest Camp. So I invited her, she came, and we were chatting, and I drove, and we're in the car, and we're just talking. We got to camp, and you know what happened? This was her first time to meet teens her age that were deaf or hard of hearing. It was her first time. Oh, it was a wonderful week. She just was involved in all of the activities and meeting people all week long and developing friendships. of course, camp has to end the end of the week. You have to go home. So we get back in the car. We're headed back to Indiana, and I'm driving. She's sitting in the front, it's just the two of us. And the question popped up in my mind again. Who are your friends? And she said, you are. And then she started naming all these other kids that she had met at camp. I couldn't believe it. I'm driving down the road, and I'm going, and I'm starting to fill up. I just couldn't believe it. I was so blessed. And I kept saying, wow, look at all these names that she's telling me. There was like 15 or 20 names. And that's my story that I wanted to share with you.